Hello, everybody. Thanks again for joining me in my kitchen with Cooking with Ashlanas Catering. As always, I'm going to bring something to you that's going to be delicious, and hopefully you'll be able to prepare for your family, or you can always contact me and I can do that for you. So today's menu, I'm going to take it back way down south where I'm from, born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This recipe is dedicated to my three grandmothers. The first recipe is going to be my Cajun lemon pepper garlic baked catfish as well as shrimp. I'm also going to make a no meat cabbage with some spinach. That's right, no meat. I got a twist to it for you guys that are meatless like I was for like last year and a couple of months of this year. I'm also going to do a homemade dirty rice. None of that box stuff in my kitchen, okay? So you guys, I cannot wait to show you my recipe, and we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to get started on is going to be our baked garlic and lemon pepper fish as well as our shrimp. I've already prepared our fish here that has been washed, so I'm going to go ahead and season it. We have our lemon pepper. We have our classic, what is that? Olive oil as well as our minced garlic. So I'm going to go ahead and season our fish here, our catfish. You can do this on any particular fish that you like. If you don't care for catfish, you're welcome to use salmon. And you're going to go ahead and just season this very, very thoroughly. I'm going to go in, and I'm also going to use a little bit of one of my favorite seasonings, the Stop Your Mama seasoning. We're going to go over each piece of fish and season accordingly, along with a little bit of paprika. This is a good browning as well as a good smoke taste to our fish. All right, and to get our pan prepared, I have a cast iron. If you do not have a cast iron, you are welcome to use a baking dish. I just think that the fish takes on a very, very unique flavor when you're using a cast iron. It gives it like, oh my God, over the top sensation in your mouth that you would not believe. I am using margarine today. I typically use butter. I actually forgot to get some butter, so we're going to use what we have in hand. All right, so you go ahead and you just lay your fish down. I season the bottoms first so that I can get a good sear on the bottom when we put these in the oven, and it'll have a good browning on top of our fish fillets here. So I'm just going in and just putting them face down. Now I'm going to go in and do the same technique of our seasoning. And that is our lemon pepper going in. We're going to go in with our paprika. And then we're going to also go in with that Slap Your Mama seasoning. As I said before, guys, this episode is dedicated to my three grandmothers, including my great-grandmother. My grandmother, this recipe on the fish is actually dedicated to my mother's mother, Miss Gertrude Smith. She loved, loved, loved fish. She loved whole fish, fried, black and grilled, you name it. That was her thing. She loved it. And so I figured, why not make a video in this particular recipe dedicated to her today. The second recipe is actually going to be dedicated to my great-grandmother, and her name is Mrs. Nancy White. She was a phenomenal woman. When I tell you she gave me a lot of recipes, OMG. I was a little girl when she passed, but I'm so glad that I was able to remember everything that she taught me because I was always in the kitchen with her. And the recipe that's going to be dedicated to her is my cabbage mixed with spinach, because that's where I began eating it mixed that way, was through my grandmother. She's actually my great-grandmother. And then my last dish today that I'll be preparing would be my dirty rice. And that's going to be dedicated to my grandmother, my daddy's mother, Miss Isabel White Lee. They've all passed on many years ago, but I feel like in my heart they're still here because I kind of sometimes channel, I feel, their energy when I'm in the kitchen. So I kind of keep their spirit alive and keep their recipes going, and I share them with my friends and my family. So I'm sharing them with you today. And I hope you guys are able to continue to follow me on Facebook. It's Ashlanas Catering. But you guys also know that I have my YouTube channel. And I would really appreciate it if you guys would continue to follow me. For all that are not following me, I would really appreciate your support. And my YouTube channel is Cooking in the Kitchen with Ashlanas Catering. So I'm doing the same technique as I did with the fish that I'm doing on our shrimp. And that is lemon pepper, paprika, slap your mama, as well as our garlic that I'm going to throw on there along with our olive oil. And again, this is my recipe for the Cajun lemon pepper garlic baked fish that's already gone into the oven. And this is our shrimp recipe. Alright, as I said, same technique, guys. This is going to cook off in the oven, and my oven is preheated at 400 degrees, so it's not going to take long. Since everyone's oven temps are different, just want to keep an eye on how you your temperature and your fish as well as your shrimp. I'm just going to move this oil around. I absolutely love cast iron. It just, I don't know, it just takes on a completely different flavor for your food, and I love it. All right, now, so I'm just going in and moving those seasonings around. All right, and I'm just going to go ahead and just dump them right in. And this is also going to go in the oven along with our fish, since this is our first recipe. All right, and what I'm going to top them off with is a little bit of parsley flakes, just for seasoning and color, of course. And I'm gonna shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. I love cooking for people in my home and for events. This is my passion, guys. I love doing this. This gives me all the energy in the world. You would not believe how excited I am to be able to do this and share some valuable family recipes. All right, so those two are going in the oven. The next thing I stated that I was going to be making today is going to be our no meat cabbage with spinach greens. So what I've started to do here, I'm going to go ahead and turn my pot on. I don't have anything in it yet because, like I said, there's no meat. So what I'm going to use is a little bit of olive oil to start. Gonna let that heat up. I've already pre-washed and cut up my cabbage here in the bowl. I'm also gonna be using some frozen chopped spinach. Okay. These are my kitchen shears. I love this. My aunt, shout out to Auntie Elnora. That's my #1 favorite aunt. I made this dish for her when I went home to Louisiana for Thanksgiving year before last. And she swore up and down that she does not like spinach. She does not eat spinach. And I'm like, Auntie, do you not remember when Gamon, which is my great-grandmother that I mentioned earlier, would cook this and mix it with spinach? Well, back in the day, she would get the fresh spinach and chop it up and mix it with the cabbage. And so I just keep pushing on and making the same dish. And she honestly was like, well, I don't remember doing that. I was like, well, let me make your taste buds remember the recipe. So she was like, oh, now I remember. So I'm just going to keep the tradition going. And I'm going to show you guys this recipe. And hopefully you will be able to prepare for your family. And for those that don't eat spinach, don't knock it till you try it. All right, so I have my olive oil here in the back. I'm going to go ahead and put in my bell peppers that I've chopped up, which is 1 whole bell pepper. And this is what you call the Trinity. It's bell pepper, onion, and celery. Going to go ahead and dump that on in there too. And that's just a half of, actually it's 1 stalk of celery there. And we're gonna get these onions translucent. Gonna move them around and let them start doing their thing. Gonna turn it up to 6 just so that it can start cooking down some. And as I mentioned, I've already cut up, this was, in this bowl, it's actually 1 medium-sized cabbage head that I got from Walmart. I'm going to be putting this and mixing this. I'm going to put this first. Then we're going to dump the spinach on top. Then we're going to go in and we're going to also add the apple cider vinegar, which is everything. And this is my twist to the no meat, where you give it that smoky taste of the greens that you would typically get from maybe adding bacon or some type of pork fat or turkey. I'm going to add some liquid smoke. You don't need a lot of that, just for the taste, but I'm going to add it. Then I'm also going to add a little bit of our granulated sugar. Just regular sugar. And then I'm also going to add more minced garlic in our cabbage. So it sounds like my onions and my bell pepper and my celery are starting to cook. Yes. Get a good glimpse of that. Yes, they're coming in real good. I like to season my vegetables, so while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and add more. You can keep it over here. Some of my Slap Your Mama seasoning. I'm also going to add some onion powder. And my garlic powder. A little shake goes a long way, guys. Let's see how they do. Cooking on away. This is going to be a delicious meal, guys. As I stated, this particular video today is going to be dedicated to my great-grandmother and my 2 grandmothers. And ultimately, it's something that I felt in my heart this morning, actually, because sometimes I'll think about my recipes the week prior and decide to do something. But today I felt like I wanted to do something dedicated strictly for them. So this is why this video is being shot with my Louisiana down south recipes. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add our cabbage. I like to add a little at a time, and then I like to stir the rest in. So let me go ahead and do that.
Cheryl said I could smell that.
Hey, I'm not sure who I was watching, but thank you guys so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. Alright, gonna go in. Start moving those veggies around. Yes, it's gonna be delicious. I can't wait. Because your girl likes to eat, y'all. I love it. This is really therapy for me, believe it or not. It really calms my soul. I think about cooking all the time. I'm always coming up with new recipes, thinking of ways how I can turn another dish into something constantly. Even in my sleep. It's an addiction, y'all. It's an addiction. But it's a good addiction, at least in my opinion. And I think most of my friends that come over or I go to their place, I don't think that they mind my addiction, so it's all good. Because I always like to share what I'm addicted to, which is cooking. So they share in this addiction as well, because they get to enjoy my dishes. And please believe, all my dishes don't always come out just as planned. I'm not perfect, just like no one else is, but I try to do my best. And this particular dish has never failed me. So I'm just kind of moving them around. And mind you, I'm not going to add any water just yet, because you know why? Cabbage is one of those vegetables that has a lot of liquid in it. So what I like to do is let them make its own juice from the beginning. And then if we need more, which we will, that's when I'll add it. But not right now. You see how tall it was? And look how just for this time frame, and mind you we're live, how quickly it has started to cook down. That's how cabbage does. You're going to look like you have a whole lot, and it's really not going to be that much. Because as I mentioned, cabbage is one of those vegetables that contains a lot of water. So we're just going in and I'm just moving them around. Mind you, you see I have not seasoned the actual green. I only seasoned our vegetables, which was our Trinity. That's what it's called in Louisiana. When you use onion, bell pepper, and celery, those are our go-to seasonings in every single Louisiana recipe. It's there. It's always there. That's always our start of particularly, actually any recipe after I think about it, we use those three constantly. So now I'm going to go in and add my frozen spinach. As I said before, depending on the area that you're in, you may or may not find this, but this particular brand is at Walmart. And if you don't want to use frozen, I actually recommend frozen spinach, but if you don't want to use it, you're always welcome to do the fresh. I just think the frozen is better, and it's easier to manage, and it cooks down really perfectly into the greens, the cabbage. So this is the time now where I'll go in and I will start seasoning. This is my Slap Your Mama. We don't need a whole lot because why? We've already seasoned our vegetables. A little bit more of that onion powder. Who doesn't love onion powder? I don't know, because I love it. Alright, and that's garlic. And I'm going to go ahead and go in with our, as the quote-unquote chefs of Food Network would say, our shallots. But for me, I call it my green onion. I'm that country girl. So I'm going to call it what I grew up hearing it called. Alright, and then we're going to go in with our apple cider vinegar. This is what my grandmother would do on all her greens. Some people only do it on their maybe mustard greens or their collard greens, but my grandmother, this is the way she taught me how to do it, and that is to use it also in your cabbage. This apple cider, OMG. Guys, it takes on its like own unique flavor that you would not believe. Trust me, when you try this recipe, you will not be disappointed. Follow my lead and you shall be okay. Alright, look at that. Steaming them up real good. Just moving those around. Another thing she would do would be to add sugar. Not a lot, just a little bit. And my great grandmother would do that because my sister and I, shout out to my sister, my baby sister Michelle, who just celebrated their 21st anniversary. Hey boo, I love you. My grandmother would put sugar in a lot of things that she made because my sister and I, we never went to daycare because when my mom and my dad would go to work, she would watch us. And when I tell you, we didn't have no sandwiches and all that stuff. She cooked real food for my sister and I every day. When we would get there in the morning, she would have my sister and I a little small cup of coffee. I don't drink coffee now, but back then we did, and it was something that she enjoyed whenever we would get there in the morning. It'd be early in the morning. And she would have our grits, and she made the most, oh my God. Her grits were delicious every morning. She would have our bacon, and she would have our cinnamon toast. This was something she would do every morning for us. Or our oatmeal. Like, we had everything that we needed for breakfast, and then she would go in for lunch. She would fry us chicken and whatever. Every day. We never had to worry about what we're going to eat or if my mom and dad packed us a breakfast or whatever, because my mom and my dad, they were working a lot, and instead of daycare, she pretty much took us and would make sure we had breakfast, lunch, and then when my mom or my dad would pick us up, we would already eaten dinner, and sometimes she would give them a plate. So it was all good. So this is her recipe. So what I'm doing, I'm just going in with a little bit of water. Move these around. And I feel like anytime you eat, you should always have something green on your plate, even for breakfast. So it's okay to put a little bit of grapes on your plate for breakfast. That's just my thing. Right, I'm gonna add a little bit more water. Then I'm gonna top these greens off. I want to add a little bit more of the Slap Your Mama. I just like to see my seasoning. And I like to taste it as well. So I don't want these to be bland greens for later. I want to make sure that we get to taste everything. Season to perfection. All right, so now that that's going, I'm gonna go ahead and put a lid on it. I'm gonna open up that top there, and all right, next thing we're gonna make is our rice dressing. All right, some people call it dressing, some people call it dirty rice, depending on what part of Louisiana you're from. So we could either call it rice dressing or we could call it dirty rice. But mind you, this is my homemade. All right. So what I've done I've already gone in. You see these bits of meat. This is our chicken livers and chicken gizzards. Now, mind you, the water was up to yee-high up here, right? And when you're cooking them, of course, the liquid drains down because it evaporates while you're cooking. So that particular mixture, you can find this at a lot of your Walmarts or any of your stores that you may shop at, or you perhaps maybe order it online. It's called Savories. It's the dressing mix. This is what I use to make my dirty rice. If you cannot find this in your area where you live in, go ahead and buy a pack of chicken livers and a pack of chicken gizzards and boil them down and mince them very finely. This particular brand has already done that for you. It's already minced, so but you still have to cook it. It's raw. So that takes kind of the process down where you don't have to do it like in maybe a food processor, because you want the meat to be pretty much smaller than a bite size, so you want crumbles just at the end of the day. And this particular brand does that for you. So I already did that. We're gonna go ahead and start on our rice that I've already pre-cooked. Let me get in here. Guys, disclaimer. And I've told you guys this before, people that have followed me, I cannot cook rice to save this one's life. So I use the bag, the bowl in the bag rice, and that's what this is. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it off the fire, and I'm gonna drain each one. And I'm using 3 bags because I love dirty rice. And I'm going to have some for tomorrow. And I'm going to have a couple people over later. So I want to make sure that I have enough. So I'm just going to leave this here in the water. But I am going to go ahead and start on our actual cooking down of our vegetables. So I have another one of my cast irons. I'm going to add some olive oil. Away. Same thing as we did before. Our good old Trinity, which is our bell pepper, onion, and celery. So I'm going to go ahead and add our bell pepper here. Our good old onion, which this is 1 onion and 1 large bell pepper and 2 celery stalks. So I'm gonna let that sit there. All right. And start moving those veggies around since we got some action, some frying action. And as we did with our spinach and our cabbage, we want to season our vegetables again. And now I'm going to go in with our Slappy Mama seasoning. I also like to add lemon pepper. My garlic powder. My onion powder. And I'm also going to add some minced garlic. I'm just gonna add a tablespoon. Let's move those veggies around there. Before I forget, I also added this chicken bouillon cubes to our gizzard mixture. I'm going to add our liquid smoke to our cabbage now. I like to kind of get it to start steaming up before I add the liquid smoke to it for that smoky taste. Where it gives it a flavor as if you have meat in it, and in actuality you don't. I'm going to go ahead and add that now, because I do see it's bubbling a little bit. So this amount that I'm putting in is going to be a little less, actually it's like a teaspoon, I'm sorry. A teaspoon of smoke, depending on how many greens you're using and the actual flavor that you're wanting to have come through for your greens, you would put less or more. It's up to you of that smoke, that liquid smoke. But it goes a long way, so you don't need a whole lot. Right, and I'm going to go ahead and cover it back up and continue to work on these vegetables here. Alright, so while we're letting those do its thing, let's go ahead and check on our fish and our shrimp. Let me get a mitten out of here, please. And our fish is coming along greatly. Alright. It's not quite done yet, but it is coming along. Oh, look at those shrimp. Let me get something to stir those with. And mind you, it does not take long for shrimp at all. I'm going to leave these in there for another few minutes. They're almost ready. Remember, these are our baked lemon garlic shrimp. Done them in a cast iron. It's with lemon pepper and garlic. And go ahead and check on our mixture here for our dirty rice. We're going to go ahead and take these vegetables that we've sauteed. Going to turn our fire off. And we're going to dump these vegetables into our mixture. This is heavy. Let's just slide it over. Excuse me. Ooh. All of my good seasonings in there. That's a workout. Alright, so I'm just moving it around. Then we're going to go in with our rice now that we've already pre-cooked. For those people that can cook rice, by all means, cook your rice and don't use the cheating technique like I'm doing. I'm doing it this way because this is how I know to do it. I'm serious, y'all. I can cook anything underneath the sun. You hear me? rabbit, like anything you ask me to cook. Squirrel, because I'm that country girl like that. And I can cook anything you want, but rice is just not my thing. I've also made lamb chops. I can cook it up. But this rice, baby. Your girl is terrible at rice. Oh my God. My cousin one time told me, T, this rice, the texture of it reminds me of mashed potatoes. And I looked at him like, really, dude? Mashed potatoes? He's like, not to hurt your feelings. You know, you always tell me to be honest. I said, I do. I surely do. But I'm like, you know what? I'm glad you were honest with me. Thank you for telling me that. What can you do if somebody's telling you the God honest truth? All you can do is try to improve it or do something different. I'm going to have to do something different. Because I really want to master that. Cooking rice. I've even bought a rice cooker, y'all. Boy, it's awful. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Everybody's got that one thing that they can't do. And I see Tasha has suggested balsamic. Is that also in a box, or is it like an easier way to cook rice? I mean, I know what balsamic rice is, but if it's not in a box, honey, your sister can't do it. I've tried. I've almost dang near given up, but it is what it is. All right, y'all. So this is coming along perfectly. I'm just going to add a little bit of water. Or if you have chicken stock, you can do that. But I'm just going to add a little bit of water. Just so those veggies can steam a little bit more. I'm going to go back in and add some more Slap Your Mama seasoning. And I'm also going to do my green onion. I do that last because I like the taste of the green onion and the crunch, so it's not all mushy. So I always try to do that last. I'm going to turn this fire up to 4 because I had it on low. And just for some kick of spice, I love cayenne pepper. I'm not going to put a lot because everybody that's coming over does not like spice, so it's just going to be a little bit. And I'm also going to add a hint of paprika to give it that extra smoke taste that I enjoy, along with a lot of other people. So I'm told. All right, and now we're just gonna keep mixing this up. And I really do appreciate you guys' support. Please continue to follow me on Facebook as well as on YouTube for my YouTube channel, Cooking in the Kitchen with Ashlanas Catering. And again, the recipe for today is our Cajun lemon pepper fish, along with our Cajun lemon pepper. I'm live, y'all. Get tongue tied. Cajun lemon pepper shrimp, and it's baked in the oven, along with my no meat cabbage and spinach mix, along with my homemade dirty rice. I'm gonna go ahead and get these shrimp out because, hunty, they are ready. And we all know it does not take any time for shrimp to be completely done. I'm gonna leave our fish in there a little bit longer because I kind of want it to brown off a little bit more. What I am going to do, since it's just me, myself, and I today, I want to go in and try my shrimp myself. So let me put up a couple of things. Put my seasonings back on my spice rack. And I'm going to go in just shortly and see what it tastes like today. I can't wait to eat. The rest of our menu is going down, it's going down, it's going down.
Latasha said, I'm on my way from BR.
Now, come on, girl. Come on, I'm ready. I got room for you, honey. Come on. This is one of those recipes that we would have on Sunday. It is amazing, guys. I really hope you are able to try this recipe at home for you and your family. Or as I said before, I am for hire. I am a caterer. I am a chef. I also do parties and events, weddings, birthday parties, you name it, I'm there. So I'm going to go in and get this one. Yes, look at there. That's all of that good seasoning with our paprika, our lemon pepper seasoning. And then I ended it off with a little bit of parsley. Here we go. I get excited. This is my dance. This is my happy dance. I can't wait. That's gonna go great with our dirty rice and our cabbage and spinach. So let's go in and check our cabbage and spinach and see what it's looking like. Oh yeah, y'all. It is rolling. Look at that. This is my good southern Baton Rouge meal, baby. I'm always going to represent where I'm from. Born and raised, honey. Live in Texas, but I still got that Louisiana blood flowing through my veins, through and through. I still make groceries. I sure do. When folks out here hear me say that, they just laugh at me. They're like, what is making groceries? I'm like, when you go to the store and you make groceries too. I think I got some of my folks out here saying make groceries now too. It's all good. All right, let's go back in and check on our dirty rice. Oh yeah. Guys, this looks amazing. Way better than those boxes that you'll be buying. Not knocking any, not knocking any brand. Just not to call a brand out in particular. Just, the box brand. This way you're able to actually control the salt content because you're making it yourself. And that's always a good thing. We're all getting older, and we want to try to stay as healthy as possible. I'm going to let that cook down a little bit more. I'm going to top that off. I normally make cornbread with this. Today I'm trying to stay away from some of the bread. So that's why we're not having cornbread or rolls or anything today. Let's go back in and check on that fish. Oh yes, honey. It's ready. Let me get something to put that on. Let's go in there. Yes, honey. see that browning of that fish? How it's taking on a beautiful color. We got paprika to thank for that. That helps with the browning as well as the taste. So guys, keep that in mind the next time you're making baked fish. Don't leave out that paprika. Paprika is good to us. Paprika ain't never done nothing to nobody. So, let's get my spatula here. I just really want to just take a small bite, but I'm going to wait. I am going to wait. But it looks so delicious. I just want to pick it up and move it around a little bit. Oh yes, honey. Mind you, that is a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of margarine for that oil. That helps brown the fish as well. Oh, let's go back over to our rice. OMG. This is ready to go off. Yes, look at that. And once it sets, that liquid, that rice is going to soak all that up really nice. I'm going to go in and get a taste because I can never wait till all my food is done. So I'm just going to go in and get a small little taste. I'm going to cover this back up. The fire is off. With those chicken livers, I'm sorry, gizzards, because that's livers and gizzards mixed on that savories. With our rice, our trinity, of course, which is our onion, our bell pepper, and our celery, along with some Slap Your Mama seasoning, our lemon pepper seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder. Let's see what we got. I did that. Guys, I cannot wait for you guys to try this at home. That end of the taste with that little kick of spice, that cayenne pepper, excellent. Who needs a box? You can do your own. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's out here perfectly with our shrimp and our fish, along with those greens. Let's go back in and check those. Oh yes, honey. They are rolling. You don't want to cook your greens to death because if they don't have a crunch, guess what? You don't have a vitamin. So what's the point in eating them? You know? Everything vegetable-wise when you're cooking them should contain a crunch. Remember that. It doesn't take your greens forever to cook, because you're gonna cook all the life out of them. They're like, no, I'm not trying to help you if you cook me to death. How do y'all like my voice impressions of my vegetables? But that's how I think they feel if they had a voice. That's what they would tell us. No, don't cook me to death. All right, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna try these. And let's see what we got. Let's just see what we got. We got a little bit of that old spinach, baby. And them cabbages. It's going down. I don't want too much because I don't want to burn my mouth. Let me get a smaller piece here. They are rolling, guys. Okay, let's try it over here. Let's see. Man, if those are not my great grandmother's cabbage greens, y'all better try them. They are actually ready. The spinach is cooked down good. The cabbage is cooked down very well. They're still tender, which that's what you want. And now it is time to plate Yes, honey. We're gonna go in and do some plating. Let's start with our catfish over here. Gonna get a nice piece. Yes, look at that. Let's top with that garlic. Gonna go in and get a couple of scrimps. Yes, I said scrimps. I know how to pronounce it. I just want to call it scrimps today. All right, I'm just gonna top it right on off there. I'm gonna go in and get some of that good old dirty rice that we prepare. Our homemade dirty rice, may I add. It's a good helping. What you think? I think it's a good helping. And we're gonna go in and get some of those cabbage and spinach greens mixed. Boy, look at here. This is what you call a Sunday meal. Fast, quick, easy on the budget. And for those that don't eat seafood, do the same recipe on the chicken. Or if you like pork. I'm just trying to stay away from all of that. So here you have it. Our garlic and lemon pepper Cajun, let me add. Cajun grilled, well, it's not grilled, it's baked. Lemon pepper and garlic fish along with our shrimp, which is the same recipe with our Cajun lemon pepper and garlic. Our spinach and greens, no meat to our greens here. And then our homemade dirty rice. See that? Don't that look good? Don't that look appetizing? Yes, honey, yes. Come through, come through. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate the support. Again, please continue to follow me on Ashlanas Catering on Facebook, along with my YouTube channel, Cooking in the Kitchen with Ashlanas Catering. I am Katina. Thanks again for watching, and I appreciate you. We're going to go have this food, and I'm going to fix me a drink. All right, goodbye, guys.